So I did a huge mistake when I resprayed this bumper. So that mistake has ruined the entire paintwork in my car. So you can't physically see it, but you can feel it. So when I resprayed it, I should have covered the whole car from overspray getting all over the car body. But instead, I just covered a small section. So because of that, overspray went all over the car now. So I'm gonna have to wet sand the whole car and polish it. I was gonna polish it anyway, but I wasn't planning on wet sanding it because there are barely any scratches on it. So now I have to wet sand the whole thing, maybe with 2500 grit, and then 3000, and then repolish the whole car again. So one mistake, and it's never gonna happen again. I've learned from it. So let's get this sanded and polished. Don't do the mistake I did and never ever paint a car without fully covering it. I learned that the hard way. So I started removing it with the 2500 grit paper, then realized 3000 was more than enough. So now I have fully wet sanded the car. I didn't have to use any aggressive papers. 3000 grit was more than enough to just remove the overspray, but it did leave a little bit of scratch, so it does need a good polish. So now all the overspray is gone. I just need to give it a nice polish, and it'll be nice and shiny again. First, just a quick rinse to remove any dust, because the last thing I want is scratch the paintwork again with any dust while polishing. Now I'm polishing the front wing that I repaired and painted. After sanding the paint flat, I started with compound to bring back the gloss, then finished it off with a polish for the extra shine. So now I'm doing the same process of doing it with the compound first. I don't know if you call it compounding it or polishing it with compound, and then finishing it off with the polish for the extra shine, and also just a bit of paint protection. And yeah, just do the rest of the car the same way. I'm absolutely happy with how it turned out. So after the polish and everything, it looks almost brand new. You would never know if you look at it now that it was in a front and rear crash and it's a Cat S. Have a look at it. So now is where the fun part begins. So I've purchased loads of goodies to modify the car. But before I move on to modifying it, there are a few issues that I need to address. So there are a few warning lights. It just lights up like a Christmas tree. So I just need to look into all those, and then we can move on to putting on the body kit and the spoiler and everything. So let's take a look at all the warning lights and see if we can get rid of most of it. I know like there are some lights, I can't do anything about it because the radar sensor need recalibrating. So once that's done, hopefully every single light will be gone, like the lane assist and a few other things. But I'm sure like there are a few other lights that I can deal with. So let's have a look at what the lights are and see if we can eliminate it. So last time I checked, this light was on, the PGM FI light. So when I inspected the air intake hose had a, let me show you. So the air intake hose has a crack on it, so there, so I don't think the sensor was reading the air intake accurately, so I'm hoping that this was the cause for that light. So I don't want it to be something major like injector issue or anything. So let's get that swapped over. I've ordered it and it's here, so let's get that on and then try starting the car and see what happens. It's just an easy job. You just pop it in and 2 Jubilee clips on both sides and you just tighten it. So this is the moment I've been praying for. So thankfully the PGMFI light has been cleared after replacing the hose. So most of these fault codes were caused by radar sensor and crash sensors, and the BCM fault is because one of the wiring harness was disconnected, but the rest has been ordered and the radar calibration has been booked in as well. And now for the fun part. The body kit, spoiler, wheel spacers and all the goodies have finally arrived. Of course my little assistant couldn't resist helping me with unboxing it. So let's see what we've got. Oh, this spoiler is absolutely massive. I just hope the car doesn't just take off while I'm driving. Next up, the side skirts. These should make the car look much lower and more aggressive, because I'm not gonna lower the car, at least make it look lowered. And then came the front splitter. At this rate, I'm building a fighter jet, not a Honda Civic. So installing the front splitter was quite easy. Loads and loads of self tappers, and this thing is never coming off. Same method with the side skirt as well. So just self tapping screws, and the only change I had to do was so this comes in 3 different parts. So there's a rear section, middle section, and section goes just behind the front wheel. It was a bit long, so I had to cut the middle section a little bit short, and it was just a perfect job. So as you can see, the rear spoiler is on. It looks absolutely beautiful, and I've installed the side skirts as well. I think it looks really nice. But one thing that's really annoying me is the wheel. I'm not gonna lower it, but it's sitting like a bit inside, and I'm not happy with how it's sitting. I bought some wheel spacers, so when I put the spacers on, the wheels are not sitting properly, because so when I put the wheels back on, it's leaving like a 15mm gap. So I had to take it off, but I don't know, I've been thinking I've slipped on it, and leaving it like that while the body kit and everything is on, I think it's a crime. I can't leave it like that. So I'm gonna commit to it. I'm gonna cut the bolt short and fit the spacers on and see how it looks. If anything goes wrong, the bolt can always be changed. It is you can easily remove them. Let's see how it goes.
Where did you go? My heart's on a mission, search of my soul, 'cause I feel you slipping. Don't fade away to memory. I can feel you calling out my name. Somewhere in the galaxies, I feel you waiting. I'll run back for you, back for you, back for you.
Now I'm cutting down the wheel hub studs to fit the 15mm spacers. I'm fully committed now. This Civic is never going back to standard ever again.
I'm praying to God for peace in my mind, knowing you're somewhere inside.
I've been driving around this car and it drives like a dream. Absolutely beautiful car. So all the fault codes, most of them have been cleared apart from just few lights, the ACC and the lane assist and a couple of other ones. So those are for the radar sensor, which has been booked for next week. So once the radar sensor is recalibrated, they'll be all gone. So those are the only lights that's remaining. So the PGM FI light or whatever you call it, that's gone now. So since I changed the intake hose which was damaged, that light is gone now. I've cleared it and it never came back. So yeah, happy days. And so finally the rebuild of this Honda Civic has come to an end, and I hope you've enjoyed the journey. I know it's taken such a long time, but hopefully the next project, it won't take this long, and I've already started working on the next car and you don't want to miss it. It's something really special. So hopefully next Sunday I'll be posting a video about the next project car, and I've already started work as I mentioned. So you're gonna love that car. It's absolutely beautiful. I would say it's a beauty and a beast. So thank you so much for watching and subscribing and supporting me throughout this journey. And if you have enjoyed this video, please make sure to hit that subscribe button and give a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.
Thank you for watching. Like, share, and subscribe. Subscribe if you like.
We love it so we go. It's strong for